This is a spiritual conversation between Akka Mahadevi and her disciple Satyapriya. In the vibrant lands of Karnataka, where rivers sang and forests whispered, lived Akka Mahadevi, the fearless mystic and poet saint devoted to Lord Channamallikarjuna, Shiva. She had renounced all worldly attachments, walking the path of pure devotion and surrender. Among her female disciples was Satyapriya, a young seeker troubled by a deep question: if God is within, why can't I see Him? One evening, as Akka Mahadevi sat by a temple pond, lost in divine ecstasy, Satyapriya approached her with folded hands. Satyapriya bowed and said, "Akka, you say God is not outside, but within us. If that is true, why is He hidden? Why do I not see Him the way I see the world?" Akka Mahadevi looked at her and smiled, her eyes glowing with an inner radiance. "Ah, my child, you wish to see what has never been hidden. But tell me, do the eyes ever see themselves?" Satyapriya frowned. "No, Akka. The eyes see everything else, but not themselves." Akka nodded. "So it is with the self. You are looking for God as an object, but He is the seer, the very one who is looking. Come, let me show you." She gestured for her to follow her. Akka Mahadevi led Satyapriya inside a small hut where a mirror was covered with a cloth. "Tell me, child, if this mirror is covered, will it reflect your face?" Satyapriya shook her head. "No, Akka. I must remove the cloth." She smiled. "Exactly. The mirror is like your soul. It has always been capable of reflecting the divine. But the veil of desires, doubts, and attachments hides the truth." She then pulled away the cloth, revealing the mirror. Satyapriya saw her face in it. "Now you see yourself, but was the mirror ever empty?" Satyapriya was silent. She understood. God is already here, within you. You do not need to bring Him, only remove the veil that hides Him. Still puzzled, Satyapriya asked, "But Akka, if He is within me, why do I feel so separate? Why do I seek Him as if He is elsewhere?" Akka Mahadevi laughed softly and took him to the banks of a river, where a small fish swam near the shore. She pointed at the fish and said, "Suppose this fish asks, 'Where is the water?' What would you say?" Satyapriya smiled at the absurdity. "Akka, the fish is already in water. It is surrounded by it." Akka's voice deepened. "And so are you, my child. You are already in God. You search for Him as if He is separate, but where can you go where He is not?" A cool breeze passed over them. For the first time, Satyapriya felt the presence of something indescribable. But still, Satyapriya asked, "If I am already in God, why do I not feel Him at all times?" Akka Mahadevi looked up at the sky, where clouds drifted over the setting sun. "Tell me, child, is the sun not shining above?" Satyapriya nodded. "Yes, Akka, but the clouds are covering it." She smiled. "So it is with your awareness of God. He is always shining within you, but the clouds of the mind, the worries, desires, distractions cover Him. Yet, even when you do not see the sun, does it ever stop shining?" Satyapriya's eyes filled with tears. "No, Akka. It is always there." Akka Mahadevi touched her forehead and whispered, "Then remember, my child, stop fighting the clouds. Be still, and they will pass. The light of God will shine again." For the first time, Satyapriya stopped searching outward. She understood that God was not missing, He had simply been looking in the wrong direction. She bowed deeply and said, "Akka, I now see. God is not something to be found, He is something to be realized. Akka Mahadevi smiled, her presence radiating pure bliss. Yes, my child. Now go, not to seek, but to see. That night, as Satyapriya sat in meditation, she no longer searched for God in thoughts, temples, or scriptures. She simply became silent. And in that silence, she was there. Moral of the story. God is not an object to be seen, He is the one who sees. Just as a mirror must be uncovered to reflect, the soul must be freed from illusion to realize the divine. Like a fish searching for water, we are already in God, we just don't realize it. Clouds may cover the sun, but they do not destroy it, so too, God is always within, waiting for the mind to be still. Stop searching for God. Just remove what hides Him, and He will reveal Himself. Om Namah Shivaya.